Frontline Conversations, leading the debate since 1984.
Welcome to another edition of Frontline Conversations. Today we have actor Revathi with us. We'll be talking about Women in Cinema Collective, the Hema Committee Report, the recommendations of the Hema Committee Report, as well as what happens from now on. Welcome to the show, Revathi. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Thank you, RK.
What is the context of creation of WCC? It was done in 2017, and was there one particular instance, or it was a culmination of a lot of things?
No, it was one particular instance that brought a few people together. It was a WhatsApp group. Just wanted to know what is happening. So it was, Manju, Geetu, Reema, all of them, made a WhatsApp group where we said that we need to support her because she had the courage to come out and file an FIR that very night, which I don't think anybody had, before. So we felt we need to support her and be with her for whatever reasons. We didn't know what was going to happen. So that casual WhatsApp group slowly became kind of a group where people started talking about their own experience or experiences of others whom they knew. And it suddenly, we all felt that maybe there is a need for a support group which talks about the issues that women are having in the film industry. And slowly it became WCC. It was a very natural process that happened, organic one that happened.
And when the WCC was formed itself, was there any resistance at that point? When did people come to know about it in the film industry itself? Did you, of course, ask people around if they wanted to be part of it? How did people come to know about it before the Kochi press conference?
Yeah, WCC, once we announced the name and met the chief minister, there were already a large group. We were nearly about 21 women by then from all departments of filmmaking. It was not just actors. But there was a very wrong, idea that it is all formed by actresses against the Association of Malayalam Movie Artists, which is AMMA. So we tried to tell them it is just women from the film industry. There are editors, there were makeup personnel, there were costume designers, directors, and all of us, and actors were also part of it. But always the actors kind of stand out. So then we tried to explain, but somehow they never understood. They said actresses have made another group which is outside of AMMA. And that took a while for them to understand. It is not that we are still members of our own, unions or whatever. But at the same time, we felt we needed a safe space where we could speak about our issues and where we could trust the people whom we are speaking to.
So the Women in Cinema Collective, will it continue to be in the same format, or do you want to make it some kind of NGO kind of organization which works for women in cinema?
Not really. We want to be people who work towards safe space and equal space for women in the Malayalam film industry as a beginning. And we would also be, we would like to be people who kind of look into how to make this happen. So recommendations after the Hema Committee report, recommendations from there, and what are the different aspects. So we would now like to work with every single film body which is there, and sit across the table and discuss, because we are not the be all and know all of everything. It has to be done under discussion, because our profession is very different from any other profession. It is not it's neither labor oriented nor it is just creative oriented. It's a combination of many professions. So we have to form a kind of a what do you call it, legality around this completely a multifaceted kind of a profession that we are in.
Before I go any further, let me ask you about the Hema Committee itself. What do you think of it in the sense that, it's possibly the only committee report, I mean, government constituted committee going into the problems of exploitation in the filmdom itself, not just with sexual exploitation, probably the only one in the world, I guess. A lot of, people are saying required real courage on the part of the government to do this. Now you have a report. What do you think about the report, and what do you think about what needs to happen from now on?
Okay, firstly, the Hema Committee report was constituted after our meeting with the CM, where WCC as such said that we need a study. See, in our association, I mean WCC, we have people who are researchers and PhD scholars of film studies and others. So all of them, the first thing they thought of was that we need a study about our own industry. People like Didi Damodran and Asha Joseph and all of them, they're all real, PhD scholars. They know what they're talking about. So the thought of study came from all of them, and and this was kind of asked, and the government, the CM, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, kind of said okay, and it was that I think was a very bold step. And once retired Justice Hema and our retired Sharadama and all of them came together, it it was, all of us were very happy about it. But like the Hema Committee report said, it took time. People did not go and speak to them. So they had to kind of cajole them, speak to them, call them up independently and ask people to come. And, they had to tell that, okay, this is a safe space. Your names or the people whom you talk about, these names will not come out. They also got a signature on a form saying that your privacy will be maintained. It will not be, written down, and nobody is going to read about it, because the fear is there. You talk about somebody, an incident that happened 10 years back, 15 years back, still, the fear was there. So after all that, yes, and the report was ready 2019 December, and it took a while for them to bring it out. The reasons they know. We tried our best. We said, now that the report is ready, you have put public money into it, and there is a report. And as you said, there will not be specific names and things like that. So you should bring the report out. Otherwise, what is the point in having made a committee? And yes, so now they brought it out after repeated, conversations with them. And now, when the report was out, what we felt, the reason why we needed is, we knew that the report will have issues of several layers. We knew that it is not just sexual harassment, but also workplace harassment, pay parity, and everything. So we wanted to address that and understand, now that we have a black and white official report. We spoke about it for several years. It was always, you are saying something, but this is not there. But now it is an official report. We have to look into it. So now we feel that we need to bring out solutions as to how to handle this. The report talks about recommendations, but I think, the industry bodies, everybody together, we need to sit together and bring out practical solutions to issues. But the outburst of individual allegations that came out was something none of us expected.
And you see the reactions from different, as you mentioned, outbursts. I see the Malayalam media focusing, I mean, largely, by and large, only on the sexual exploitation part of it. And I saw a video where a reporter is conversing with an actor, and she says something like, "If what I say comes out, it's going to be huge trouble for me." And he tells her she's live on air, and this was on Reporter TV. And then you have the political people, Congress, for a long time not demanding the resignation of the CPIM MLA, and then they have to demand at some point of time. And then you have the civil society which is generally sitting in the sidelines, a very active civil society, which doesn't seem to be having a great opinion, or they're not coming out of the streets and protesting and saying that women have to be given parity in the film world or whatever, free of exploitation. Everybody should be free of exploitation anywhere in a workplace. That doesn't seem to be happening. What does it reflect on Kerala itself, since you and I both are from Kerala?
From a state we've always loved, I will take the last point first, the civil society. It is very sad to see that, you know, they have they have a space where they can be nameless, faceless, and they are writing left, right, and center on social media about the women who are speaking up. That is the sad part. That is what I do not understand. I mean, they're able to write anything and everything, and it reaches the person,
Yeah.
that specific individual, and hurts that specific individual. It takes a lot of courage. If a woman comes and says about an incident that happened 10 years back, or 15 years back, or 20 years back, it just shows how much it has hurt her deeply to have carried that memory, whether it is in her mind or it is the body memory. She's carried it over years and she's talking about it. Give her some respect. You cannot say, what is this, the new term, trolling, and saying anything. First and foremost, we need to understand that is because the civil society, a part of the civil society at least, is frustrated, and they feel they can throw muck on people who are celebrities as such.
Yeah.
But these celebrities, it is just their profession. They are also very normal human beings, like women in your homes, like your mother or sister or daughter or anybody. So let us first think about what we are doing. It is a very important movement. Now, with regards to politics using it, I really have no words to say. And with regards to understanding that a government or an individual like the Chief Minister, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, gave this, which nobody else
Yeah.
ever did it. I am not very sure whether they looked into what would be the outcome,
Yeah.
but whatever, it happened. Once they saw the outcome, they held it back for 4.5 years. They were not willing to, release it. I would have appreciated if they had immediately sat with certain film bodies or certain people, or at least the people who spoke in the report, sat down with them and understood, and sat and redacted, edited, whatever, if there were portions which would kind of talk about a specific individual, and release it at least 6 to 10 months after that. It would have really made a lot of difference. But anyways, I still appreciate that this has happened. Nowhere else other than Kerala this would have happened. And hats off to all the people who worked around it, and the men and women who went and spoke. So this report is very important because this is part of a movement which is the start of understanding not only the Malayalam film industry, but also the peripheral society around it. Because this is the mentality. It is a patriarchal mentality. It is a it's a society where you subjugate people. I'm not talking about just sexual harassment, subjugation with regards to equality, with regards to, your modesty, with regards to just the gender issues. So all these. So it doesn't talk about only the film industry. It talks about the entire society as such. So we really need to sit and understand this report on a larger platform.
Yeah, it appears that Kerala society is not prepared for that kind of a change. I mean, there is no need to take names here, but then there was this very famous comment where one of the really popular actors and somebody I adore said something like, they're trying to destroy the film industry, and he made an appeal that don't destroy the film industry. Disbanding of Amma How do you see these developments, as in, reducing it to something which is not actually true, at the same time trying to create this bogeyman at some other place, saying that, oh, this is what they are actually attempting to. Is there any fact to this?
All of us, our identity is the film industry. Why would we destroy it? And you think this will destroy? No, it'll only make this space a safer. Let us look at it practically, no? Understand what this report is saying. Look at it practically. Don't look at it in an emotional way just because you're scared of this, that, and the other, or you're just worried for your colleagues. It's not about that. It's not about your colleagues. It's about a much larger issue that we are handling. So we need to, that's what I keep saying, we need to sit across the table and talk. Don't make statements like this in public that you are destroying. Who is destroying? Why did this report happen in the first place? Who are these people who came and spoke? Why are they calling themselves victims or survivors? So who is the destroyer here? Don't you think we should address the destroyer?
Yeah.
Instead of just calling out, saying anything that comes to your mind. So let us go and destroy the reason why this film industry is, this study report has come out. That is what we need to look at.
Yeah, and looking at the larger structural issue itself, there is this huge power imbalance between, say, a producer, director, or a lead actor, and a newcomer, woman actor, and who has only her own acting talent and her face at that point of time. There is this huge power imbalance that we see. And is it even possible to address this? Because in corporate settings, there are laws now. You cannot date anybody from your own, if she, yeah, if she reports to you or he reports to you, you can't date. I mean, there are very specific rules. It's sexual harassment. Is there anything of that nature even possible to be attempted in the film world?
That's exactly what we are looking at. WCC at the moment is really studying and understanding, because fine, we have the issues right up in front. Now, what are the solutions? What are the practical solutions? Because that is very important. Our industry, like I said already, it is a multi-layered, multi-talented, and so many jobs coming into one. It is not a normal kind of space of work. So it is going to take some time, but the discussion has to begin, and we have started working towards that. And there is a possibility if we put our head into it. But first, accept that there is a problem. Only then you can find a solution. There is no point in saying there is no issue.
Yeah.
Accept it. Let us accept it and let us find solutions. We can find solutions.
Today, has the Malayalam film world become something like man versus woman kind of setup today? Has it become like that? Some of the Insta reels that I see seem to indicate that.
It is very sad because, see, when you are making a beautiful creative project, you need to be like a team.
Yeah.
Unless you work as a team, you cannot create something, because movies are stories. And the Malayalam film industry has made an identity of its own in the international arena of cinema. And if Malayalis have an identity abroad, it is through their cinema and through their literature. They immediately say, oh, Adur Gopalakrishnan is from here, or this person, or this film is from here. It's like, it is an identity they find from cinema. Cinema is the base of a Malayali's identity, the first thing, because it's a commercial thing. Next is, of course, literature. So don't you think we need to respect that aspect? And if there is an issue, find out and do something about it. So um, this parity, I mean, this man woman thing is a made up issue, because women, when before maybe silently accepted, or there were other women who told the younger women, girls, to keep quiet, shut up, don't talk about it, and they did shut up. And there was one thing, they said, okay, fine, let us just forget it. And internally things were kind of solved or whatever. But now the girls are speaking up. They're saying that enough is enough. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to let this happen, because for me, acting or directing or editing is my job. And if I do not feel happy or safe to go to my job, what is the point?
Yeah, exactly.
And now a lot of kids, especially, they are very well educated, very well informed. Even legally, they're informed. They talk about, I mean, when I sit with this group of women and young girls in WCC, the way they speak, I feel I'm outdated with regards to their knowledge.
Yeah.
They know how to create a document, how to study the document, make pointers, and create another, what do you say, a very, very official document that they can present. So I feel very proud of these girls. These girls are not going to keep quiet. And
Yeah.
because they do not keep quiet, the men have a problem. So I have a feeling that the women have grown in their thinking, in their knowledge, but the men have stayed the same way. I don't want to generalize. We do work with men who have been amazing support and who have said, you speak, I will back you. So we have people like that, but there is this one group that has remained in the patriarchal, feudalistic,
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, let's talk about the other forms of exploitation, like for instance, contracts not being honored and whatnot. In fact, I want to go back to a very famous Hindi actor who said, with an a woman actor by his side, something like, if they are paying me 15 rupees, it is because the filmmaker knows that he can get more than that out of me. If they think that she also can get the same amount out from by way of collection, he would certainly pay her 15 rupees. How do you see this income, parity, which is never happening? Because the lead actor is the person who takes home the largest amount of money, apart from the director if he's a star. And then everybody else crouches around, to the extent that there are people working in this industry for 500 rupees a day as casual laborers. How do we even start thinking of bridging this? I mean, I'm not talking about the casual laborer getting huge amounts of money, but the point is that 500 rupees is nothing today, going to a location and whatnot. So where do we even start addressing this kind of exploitation?
That's exactly what we're sitting and looking at, RK, because it's a very difficult issue. But there is a layer of actors, directors, writers who have the market. Okay, even a production house. So in that market space, the demand supply, according to that, their pay is set. But we are also talking about other laborers, whether it is junior artists or in the production space, dancers. Dancers actually are pretty well taken care of by their unions, but still there are issues which they'll handle it. But even there, just because you're a woman, your pay is less, though you're working for the same number of hours.
Oh,
Yes, yes, that is where we are having a problem. So that is a very, very important space, like ADs, assistant directors. In assistant directors, you have the associate director, then you have your continuity director, different. But in that, 4, 5 of them are on the same level. But if you're a woman, you get less. So when it is a gender based pay parity, in a space that where you're doing the same number of hours of work and the work is almost similar, that is not acceptable. So the other space is something we all need to think about, find solutions and understand, because the difference is too large.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a film with the money that you pay the star.
Yeah.
So
I know, I've heard stories. Now, coming back to the other forms of, the recommendations which have been made, like for instance, toilet facilities, bio toilets or whatever, and producers are immediately pushing back, saying that it's going to hike up the costs so much that it is not possible to provide these? I mean, these are completely basic facilities for laymen like me, trying to understand why this can't be provided. Maybe 5 toilets or something can't be provided in a location. Is it that difficult a thing? Is it going to drive up cost so much?
Not at all, RK. I think we need to now start budgeting. Okay. So these are the important facilities. Take it from down. That these are very important, whether it is the toilet facilities, space to change, especially in an age where you have mobile cameras and people can put cameras anywhere and everywhere. It is very difficult. You have allegations saying there is camera in a vanity van. Now, if you can't even go and change in a vanity van and you don't have privacy in a vanity van, then what is the point? So no, that is another thing, so basically in an age where there are cameras all over the place, you need spaces for change, for setting, for toilet facilities. Then your food has to be proper, and all this is definitely a part of the budget. Put that budget first, and then talk about the pay that you're going to pay your stars, no, and create a budget like that. Why are you going from up down? Start now from here and understand these are essentials, so we just need to find solutions. That's what I said. First you have to accept the problem, no, that there is a problem. Only then you can find a solution.
In some of the sets I have heard, அவங்க செட்ல சாப்பாடு நல்லா இருக்கும். The food will be great in their set, and that is why a lot of people, as in like the lower level casual laborers, are willing to work. But why is it that the systemic issues are not coming out, not just in Malayalam movies, in other places? You have worked across the country, so what is your experience in working with other languages, other, say, Tamil Nadu or Bombay or other places? And is there anything even remotely comparable happening in these industries, Bollywood or?
Yes, there are now the Hema Committee report and the WCC, they're replicating the same thing in Andhra, and Tamil Nadu also has started talking about it. Karnataka, the Kannada film industry is also talking about it. Um, it's like a movement. It's a kind of a ripple effect that has happened. So, which is good, because I think all of us need to have a dignity of the work that we do. And this is a job. So we need to have that now. Now, with regards to this difference in food and things like that, that again is a budget issue. And let me tell you, food actually is. I've also been a producer, and when you give good food, it makes a difference. It makes a person happy. It makes a person happy to work for you. And there have been people who have worked with me for years only because I treat them well. I don't treat them, differently. I treat them well. So they have been part of my team for years. So I don't know why we can't do that, because I think the money that you spend on food is actually the least in the budget of a film.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Nadigar Sangam has talked about sexual exploitation and the need to curtail it, and lots of discussions are happening in Tamil filmdom. But we have the real superstars talking about I don't know what Hema Committee report is. Uh, do you think that our people also should start, as in Tamil film world also should start talking a little more about this?
I don't know about the report, because I don't know whether we are matured enough to, you know, um, get a report like that and read it and accept it. But we need to do certain things. About safety is a very essential aspect. And whatever we do now is percolating towards our own children, because our children are coming into this industry. So it's our own children and grandchildren and generations. They will appreciate. So, I just feel that this is one point where we need to think practically, that this is an important aspect. Let us make that change. Let us not fight it. Sit down, talk. I keep coming back to that same point. Sit at a table, converse, and bring solutions, because one head cannot do it.
Why are you not asking for legislation? No, maybe it's not possible in Tamil Nadu. There is a huge connect between films and politicians. Like politicians are filmmakers, filmmakers are politicians, and they have ruled the state for so long. But in Kerala, legislations are possible. So why is it possible to even explore the legislative route? Uh, because after all, it was Pinarayi Vijayan who appointed a committee and did this.
Thank you, RK, for this. We will think about it. Definitely. It's a good suggestion.
Finally, I know that you have lost work because of your work with the committee. Looking back with the benefit of hindsight, was it worth it?
Of course, absolutely worth it. And I was good. I was already in a space where I knew that I was, a woman, and middle age really doesn't have too many roles to play. And I did not want to repeat myself. And, because I've done great films, and I really did
Oh,
not
all
want
of
to
us know,
just,
yeah.
yeah. So,
And
so
thank you for that. Yeah.
so I did not want to do roles which would make me feel that what am I doing? Because I started feeling like that. And so I had already started moving away and, working towards my direction and certain other projects. So then I'm fine. And I'm very happy I put in the time and effort into what WCC is doing and what we will be doing in the future, because I think it's a very, very important aspect of issue that we are tackling.
Thank you so much, Revathi, for your time. Thank you
Thank you,
for coming
RK.
over to the office for this conversation. And I think it's one of the first times that you're actually, sitting face to face and talking about the Hema Committee report.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes,
and wish
yes.
you all the best, and wish WCC all success.
Thank you very much.
Frontline Conversations. Leading the debate since 1984.